Okay, adventurers. Today we are going to be doing the wheel bearing on my 2008 Ford Exploder. Because this is a very common problem on these, and I've actually already had to replace this one once. But unfortunately, it was just the 1-year warranty, and it was about 2 years ago. So, that's just how it goes. But I thought I would bring y'all in here at the beginning to show you. To start with, you're going to obviously take your wheel off. And to get your brake caliper off, there are two, 18 millimeter bolts that you're going to have to get out of there. And then once you have those 18 millimeter bolts, you can loosen your assembly a little bit, slide it off, set it to the side, which I'm using my handy coat hanger there, and then you'll have access to the wheel bearing, which, oh, you hear that? Oh yeah. Oh, it's just wonderful sounding. So that needs replaced. That is going to be a 32 millimeter socket, which there's just a little bit of play in that, and I don't like it. So what I like to do is just take a paper towel or a shop rag and put it over that and fit that on there, and that helps to kind of tighten that up just a little bit, just enough to make me feel like I'm not going to round the bolt off. So, or the nut, excuse me. But that's where I've gotten so far. You see the sway bar end links, they look nice and pretty, don't they? I just did those, but my one problem, I think I'm going to take them off and reuse the original bolts, because that's just way too close to the strut, and it's like that on both sides. But anywho, back to this job. So I'll come back when I've got this farther off. I've got to take off this little wheel speed sensor, and then there's 3 15 millimeter bolts on the back side of this. So once I get those 15 millimeter bolts out of those holes, this should in theory pop right out, but I've had to sledgehammer them before, so maybe I'll get to break out my big hammer and have some fun. I don't know, but we'll be back if that happens. Okay. Okay, now to take off the wheel speed sensor, you're going to need an Allen wrench. And this is probably not the right size. I believe this is like a 3/16. And I probably need a metric, but oh well. As you can see there, it worked. And make sure you take this wheel speed sensor off before you take your last bolt out up here. Because if not, then this thing's just gonna drop off and left dangling by a possibly brittle wire. And bada bing, there's the wheel speed sensor that looks like it's got some material on it. Oh, that's lovely. Let's see if I can turn the light on. Woo, there we go. Yeah, there's definitely some material down in there, so I'd be willing to bet that that's bad. So that little guy just runs up here and unplugs up in here, and you're gonna have to run all that down, because usually whenever your bearing goes bad, your wheel speed sensor just gets munched on. And it looks like this one has gotten all kinds of debris. It doesn't look like it has been chewed up, but it's got all kinds of nasty debris in it. So we're gonna put a new one on here in a second, okay? But I'm gonna take this off and get back with y'all. Okay, time for the big reveal. Oh, look at that. splines are good. This thing, yeah, I have a feeling that thing is about to go right out. Well, let's see if I can turn the bastard. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, you just hear the grindiness of it. That's a technical term, by the way, grindiness. Used when referring to wheel bearings. So, that's definitely bad. Definitely bad. And that's a deep cut. So, now I'm going to come in here, clean, gross, clean all that out, sandpaper it up, and put the new bearing in. And that should do, because that's pretty grody in there. Ugh, gross. Paper towel. Alright. Alright, well, I'm going to clean all this junk out of here and come back when it's presentable. Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. Alright, like a glove. Sweet. Alright, now just gotta bolt it in. few quick duggas real quick. Really get that axle. Pull that axle in. Well, alright everyone, there it is. Bearing is in. All the bolts back here are tightened down. Now I'm just gonna put the brake caliper back on and torque everything to spec, and we should be good. Alright, see you in a minute. Okay, we're back one last time, I swear. So we got 32mm socket. I already torqued it once. Knee brace. We're gonna do it again. Alright. Alright, you heard it. So that's about the last thing you do. You hit that with about 175 to like 200 some online on the different forums. So I just went with 180 to call it good, or be safe. Do that. And that should be good. Now I'm going to torque my lug nuts just to be safe. I'm going to torque those at about 95. And hopefully the wheel bearing should be done. And that's all you got to do. Thank you.